It is me, Lenny, and today is another pick a card day. So, well, we're gonna have fun today. And before I jump in and talk about what's going on today, I just want you to know that I am shifting my offers and my prices by next month, October 2023. So if you're watching this by the time I'm posting it, go ahead, take advantage of my current offers at my current price points because they will be changing next month. The link is in the description. Yun lang. I just wanted to remind you that. We have props today because I did write down what we're gonna talk about today. And what we will be talking about is, I'll just show you. I don't know if you will be able to see it properly, but I think you will be. And so, I just wrote it down here because I felt like it is gonna be good to have a little like código or like a list of what we're gonna talk about today, because I do wanna, this quick card reading is gonna be about what actions can we shift for our betterment and happiness. So I'm actually coming off of the previous pick a card reading that I filmed that by now should be already posted, because I'm gonna post that first, which is what are the things that you are doing right at the current moment. What are you doing correctly? What are you doing a good job on? That was the previous video. So if you haven't watched that for some, encouragement and affirmation, confirmation, then you can watch that. And then coming off of that, it is gonna be this topic. So, yes, we're doing a good job in certain things, and also there are certain actions that we can shift. We can kind of pivot a little bit so that we can further improve and better our lives, and and become happier overall as we move closer and closer to our best and highest good and to our favorite selves. So we're gonna talk about actions we can shift in general, and then actions in terms of self-care, in terms of career and money, in terms of relationships, in terms of self-development, and just an extra encouraging words to wrap up the reading per group. So I am gonna be tuning in on actual actionable steps that you can take, as in practical things that you can actually do, and not just mindset or shifting belief systems. Although that can also be, that can also come up. I don't know. I haven't done the reading yet as I'm doing this intro, but I'm gonna be tapping in onto more actionable steps, actual things that we can do. Yes, as they hammer. I don't know if you can hear. You probably can. But yeah, so this is what we'll be talking about. I'm gonna show it per group anyway, because that's the reason why I wrote it. But yeah, we're gonna choose our groups now. So just take, pause the video, take a few deep breaths, feel into which group or groups, there may be more than one, which ones are calling you. So one or ones are calling you. So we have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So yeah. With that all being said, I will see you in your groups, or group 1 or more. Hello, group 1. Hi. So here is your reading for what actions can we shift for our betterment and happiness. So that is my working title, actually. So this is what we will be discussing. So actions, like I said in the beginning, I will be trying to get some practical action steps, as in things that we can do so that we can move closer and closer to our best, highest, and favorite self and good. So this is what we will be looking at. So actions in general, maybe it's like a general shift that can affect every aspect of our lives. And then we'll go specifically into actions regarding self-care, regarding career and money, regarding relationships, regarding self-development, and then finally some encouraging words from spirit, from the divine, from the cards to you. So before I jump into it and start with your cards, I do want to say again that if you're watching this at the time that I am posting, I will be shifting my offers and prices next month. So if you want to work with me and you want to take advantage of my current offers at my current prices, then go ahead. The link is in the description on how to book a reading with me, one-on-one reading. Okay. With that being said, we will start. We will start now with actions you can shift in general. Okay. So in general, what action steps can you take, and what can you shift for your betterment and happiness? We have wishing well. Okay, with the number 48. Okay, with the number 48. When you add that up, that can 4 plus 8 is 12, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. So you can be a life path 3, Your personal year, maybe personal year number can be 3 this year. You can compute that by adding the digits of your birth month, your birthday, and then the current year that we have, 2023, or whatever year you're watching this, because this is timeless. So you can add that up and then reduce it down, add the digits until you get to a single digit. So you can be a personal year number 3, or the 3rd or the 12th of the month that you're watching this, and can be significant, or the next month if the 12th or the 3rd has already passed. Wishing well. And then we have career change. Okay, you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. For some of you, the actual action step you can take that is for your best and highest good, for your betterment, fulfillment, and happiness, is actually to change your career. We're going to look into specifically career in a while, but it feels like for some of you, once you change your job or change your career path, whether it is in terms of your company or your what do you call this, your industry, if you're not happy with your industry anymore, or actually just your job can be in the same industry but just the company, your colleagues are just not it anymore, that can produce a very huge ripple effect into your whole entire life, and that can affect your life for the better. Changing your career, that can really help. Or if this can be just a change in general, we can see which particular aspect of your life you can change for your betterment. But I'm getting here with wishing well is to, maybe it's time to go back to your original drawing board. Maybe it's time to go back to the original drawing board and see what actually do you want to achieve in life. What do I mean by the original? It's gonna be the first ever wish that you said when you dropped the coin on the wishing well for the very first time. It's the first wish or the first dream that you whispered to the divine, to God, to the universe, when you learned how to wish for the first time, when you learned how to hope for the first time. So you can go back to that, which is kind of my way of also saying that look at the dreams that you had when you were a child. Look at the things that you wanted to do, or the experience you wanted to create for yourself when you were younger, and take a look at which ones do you actually want to bring back into the fold, into the mix, and which goals are you pursuing right now at the moment that are actually just noise. Yeah. Because the thing is, as we grow older, as we grow up and grow older, we start to notice what other people around us are doing, what other people around us are saying, and what they believe in, and their morals and values and beliefs. And we can be impressionable. I can admit for myself that I have been impressionable and have only been working, through that, and to like not be so impressionable and gullible anymore. Only in the past few years. I mean, up until I was like in my mid-30s. Hindi pa ako mid-30s. Oh my God. In my mid-20s. Kaka-30 ko pa lang. Okay, I just turned 30. And what I mean, in my mid-20s, I was still very impressionable, and I still wanted to, please other people for some reason or another. And so, a lot of noise gets stuck in our brains and in our consciousness of like, this is what you should be doing, this is the career that you should be doing, this is the lifestyle that you should be doing, this is the type of person that you should be looking for in a partner, blah 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 blah. This is the time when you might want to just quiet down and get rid of the distraction and the other voices for a while, and filter through it, and then go back to your very first wishes, and go back to what did you actually want to do when you were a child. Perhaps some of those things are ringing through to you and want to be heard by you right now. And the reason why you're so confused and why things may not be, as satisfactory as you might have hoped, like your life right now is not as satisfactory as you might have hoped, because you may have been pursuing goals that are not yours. You may have been pursuing dreams and wishes that are not yours. Okay? And it's time for you to go back to that point of, what did I actually want when I was a child? When I first knew how to dream and wish for the first time. What did I wish for? And maybe some of those would ring true. I know that when I started doing that a couple of years ago, I understood that honestly a lot or almost all of the things that I wanted when I was younger still ring true to me to this very day. And like ignoring those things because I chose to listen to what other people were saying, and I chose to put my dreams aside for, in favor of what other people were saying. That, I feel like that kind of set me back. I wouldn't know. I'm happy with where I am right now, and I don't really regret the twists and turns, it made me who I am. But then at the same time, you kind of wonder, if I hadn't been so impressionable, where would I be right now, right? So perhaps that's kind of something that you would want to do for yourself. And just that, in general, that might be the thing that you get to do or can do right now. I don't want to say should, because it's your choice. You can choose to do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's what I suggest here through the cards or through whatever it is you want to do. But if you chose this group, it might be time for you to switch something up in your life, whether that is your career or something else. And to be able to do that, it might be helpful for you to quiet down the external noise, maybe go on a social media detox, and then just get back in touch with yourself, with your inner child, your inner teenager, and take a look at what you actually wanted when you were younger, when you were still wide-eyed and innocent, and see, maybe some of those things are, they still check out. Maybe those things still check out until today. Okay, I'm gonna move these here. I hope you can see them. I don't know if you can. I can't see. I'm using my phone and the angle is not, I can't see. Anyway, I hope you can see them. But I will go now here to our next set of cards for the more specific life aspects. So for your self-care, for your career and money, for your relationships, and for your self-development. what can you do, right? What actions can you shift? So I'm gonna start with, it's the self-care. Forbes. I love when the cards, check out and really relate to each other. Yeah, the Four of Swords and the Hermit, which is literally what I just said. Literally what I just said. Go on a detox, have some time alone, rest. You might be too distracted. Your mind might be too distracted, group one. You may be, instead of doing a bit of introspection, and instead of really nourishing yourself in the ways that you know that you could, you might be distracting yourself too much. You might be just consuming a lot more content and a lot of media. Here's the thing, you might be doing that to find answers, to like, what should I be doing? What path should I embark on? What should I do? What habits should I start in my life? Or how can I shift my mindset? Blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, it gets to a point, or maybe it has gotten to a point for you wherein it's now all just noise. It's too noisy where you, in your mind, because of you consuming all of these things and you're listening to what other people are saying, but then at the end of the day, it's just like, you just need to rest. You just need to take a few days, or a day even, off of social media and be quiet. Don't consume anything. Don't even read a book. Don't read the newspaper. I don't know who reads newspapers nowadays aside from my dad, but don't consume anything. Don't consume any media, sorry. Eat, please. If you're not in a fasting period, please eat and nourish yourself in that way. But otherwise, sleep, rest. Go on a little bit of hermit mode, and maybe you want to go out in a cafe and sit down, drink some coffee, and just be with yourself. Bring your notebook and pen, and just start to just stare at the paper until something comes in and it wants to be written down and to be brought to the surface. I access my Akashic records, and I remember my my record keeper telling me that staring into nothingness, like titingin ka lang sa kawalan, is what is the Filipino translation of that. Staring at nothingness, staring at the wall, staring at, just sitting down and being like, mong. In Korean, it's like mong terigi. That, staring into nothingness, that is much more productive than being on social media and scrolling through Instagram and TikTok or whichever social media you use, social media site. And I was like, oh, yeah, that checks out. So for you, that can be the same as well, especially here for your self-care. It helps to quiet the mind. Your mind may be too noisy, and it's time to help it quiet down a little bit. Okay? So all of that to say, rest, relax, quiet your mind, take a day off of social media or what have you. Okay. This is for, you might be too stressed as well. So that's why they wanted to say that. Next is for your career and your money. So let's see. We have Temperance and we have the King of Cups. Ooh. Okay. I like this advice because I always say this to other people. That's interesting. Perhaps for your career and your money-making moves, the answer is not necessarily a career change, although you might be considering that. And for some people, yes, that is the answer. But for some of you, the general advice here is to first of all, relax. With Temperance, there is this sense of relaxing and being able to let your emotions flow as well with the King of Cups. Being able to be a master of your emotions and being able to let your emotions flow in a healthy way. So first and foremost, if you are feeling, angry and frustrated and feeling very like quote unquote negative emotions in your body because of your career or because of your money or your financial state, first of all, it might be very good for you to release your emotions first and foremost. So if you're angry, you can. I like banging my pillow on the bed, like holding my pillow and then hitting the bed very very hard with it. So like I'm not hurting anyone, but and I'm not hurting myself, but it's like releasing the emotions, and I'm doing a very explosive type of movement that helps the anger release. Or if you're sad about your current state, then cry and let it out. With or without alcohol, that's optional, but cry and let it out, let your emotions out. That can be very helpful for you. Secondly, so first of all, release your emotions in a healthy way. Don't hurt yourself, don't hurt other people, please. And then secondly is to I want you to write down on a piece of paper what actually is the purpose of your career and your money in your life. Your career is not your whole life. Your money is not your whole life. Your financial state is not your whole life. So, your career and your money, your finances, they serve a purpose in your life. What is that for you? For some people, their career is what is fulfilling them emotionally and spiritually. It gives them a sense of fulfillment to be able to be able to do work in this way. For others, it's a means of making money. That's why they're so closely attached in our consciousness, because for a lot of people, the clearest way to receiving money is through a career. And so if that is the only purpose of your career, okay, the purpose of your career is to make money. So what is the purpose of money to you? Why do you want to make money so bad? Yes, to pay the bills and to be able to live. But aside from that, in what ways do you want to live, and how can your money support you in doing that? In what ways do you want to live, and how does your current career, or how will your next job, your ideal career, support that? Right? So yeah, that's the thing. So I can say, for example, with myself, like I'm doing tarot readings right now, and that's my current career. And the way that supports me is, of course, I'll be able to, first of all, make money out of it so that I can pay my bills and, be able to live in this modern world. But then at the same time, it's also my way of fulfilling probably one of my purposes in this world, which is to serve. Yeah. Which is to serve other people and to help people move forward with more purpose and with more intent. This is one of my ways of helping that out and fulfilling that purpose, to serve other people. So yeah, that's it. If you don't find any kind of fulfillment and purpose in deep purpose, spiritual purpose in your career, that's okay, as long as you're clear about it. You can find your spiritual and your inner fulfillment elsewhere. But it's important for you to know what your career and your money is doing for you. How is it serving you? Okay, and that's important to clear up. Because otherwise, you might just be, continuously becoming increasingly dissatisfied with your career because it's not serving you the kind of purpose that you wish it could serve you. when the answer has been that you probably don't want to look for your inner calling and inner purpose through your career, and you can find that through other means, through other areas of your life, right? Like in your relationships or in your self-development practices, your hobbies, your, even in your daily life, your daily habits and rituals, you can find fulfillment in that. So yeah. Those are the two actionable steps I'm getting here for your career and for your money. So number one, again, if you're harboring any quote unquote negative emotions with regards to your career and your financial state, it will be best, it will be healthy for you to release that in healthy ways that do not hurt you and hurt other people. And then secondly, to get clear on how your career and how your money is going to be serving you moving forward. And that may help you make some important decisions, like we said here in the beginning. Okay? Whew. Third bit is for your relationships. So this is relationships in general. If you have a particular relationship that you want to, emphasize on, that's great. You can focus in on translating how the advice here can work for a particular relationship that you have, or if whoever just pops up in your mind. First, we have the Eight of Cups, Eight of Chalices, and we have the Emperor. Group 1, sometimes the best course of action is to walk away. And that doesn't mean that you are, going absolutely no contact or ghosting or breaking up the relationship, but it's more of you walking away from the current dynamic that you have, you walking away from however the situation now in this could be a particular relationship turned out to be, right? And choosing yourself. The Emperor here is about choosing yourself and choosing to be more in control of your life and your own betterment and happiness. And that feels like a theme here, right? Because here I was saying a while ago that you may be listening too much to what other people have to say. You may be too caught up in other people's opinions of your life and what their expectations are in your life. You may be, there's so much noise, and it may be translating into unhealthy dynamics in your relationships. Whether that is, actually like dangerous or not, or it's not particularly life-threatening, but your cortisol levels are too high up. Especially that's what I got here in your self-care. That's why I said right before I open this one, you might be too stressed. Your cortisol levels may be too high, and that may be because of the relationship dynamics that you have. And so it might be healthy to be like, I'm not choosing this anymore. I am choosing something different for myself from now on, and just walk away from the situation. Again, you don't have to break up with your current partner. You don't have to go no contact in your family. It's just that choose something else for yourself. If for example you and your current partner are fighting a whole lot and it's just not healthy anymore, and you're stressed whenever they come home, it's like, I don't want to choose this anymore. I'm not gonna tolerate this anymore. I'm gonna go take a week off, we can take a break off, and then we'll come back, we'll have a conversation on how we want to move our relationship forward. I want to work our relationship out, but not like this. I suggest we go to couples therapy, but right now I just need a week off from our dynamic because I'm just too stressed. I'm just too stressed when I'm here. I'm just too stressed whenever we have a discussion or a conversation. I can't take it anymore. Okay? Or if it's like a family or friend situation, it's gonna be the same. Like, I'm too stressed in the house, so I'm gonna leave. And then we'll work it out. I still love you. We're gonna work it out. Right? Or for some, breaking up and going no contact, that might be actually the best course of action. But the important bit here is that you're choosing yourself. You're taking back control of your own life. You're not listening anymore to all the noise that other people are telling you, whether it is about what you have to do in life, what your goals should be, how you should eat, how you should dress up, how you should do this, how you should act in that way. Just I'm moving away. I'm walking away from this. I am choosing myself. Choose yourself. Choose to be in control of your life. You're more powerful than you think you are. Your point. You're more powerful than you think you are. You have this emperor energy. You are the emperor. You can lead yourself and you can lead your life in the way that you desire to, for your best and highest good, for your betterment and your happiness. And if leading yourself and giving yourself the best life for you entails walking away from your current situation, walking away from current dynamics in your relationships, then so be it. And I'm not saying this in a way that is, I'm not happy right now, so I'm just gonna go. No, if it's like deep unhappiness. If you've tried everything to work it out and it's just not working out. Leaving the current dynamic. For me, it's like this. For me, this is how I see it. When, especially in relationships and things like that. Then, should I give this person a second chance? Blah, blah, blah. How I see it is, when you choose to close the door on a relationship, you're choosing to close the door on the current relationship in the current dynamic. So it's like, this is what the current dynamic is right now with this person. I don't want this anymore. So if we are going to move forward as a couple together, right? If you and your current partner, for example, are gonna end up, moving forward together and still keep your relationship, you're gonna close the door on your relationship at the current dynamic and open a new door for your relationship in a new dynamic. So that's how I see it with closed doors, with closing the doors and things like that. You can choose to close the door on your relationship, and they can come back and they can you can continue to still love them and be in a relationship with them. It's just having a different dynamic, not going back to the same way of your relationship as it was before. And that for me is you choosing to walk away from that dynamic and then choosing something else. And it can be with the same person, right? So yeah. I hope that I got that point across. I hope I did. But that's the thing. So just walking away from current dynamic, taking back control of your life. That is the biggest thing. And it looks like in the general thing that we talked about, the core of it is with regards to your current relationships or the current dynamic of your relationships. Something to think about. Whoever you thought of first, okay? You might want to think about how you can proceed with this person. Okay, so last bit here is for your self-development. How to improve your life. Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. And then we have judgment. Whew. Excuse me. It's interesting how all of your aspects here have major arcana cards: Hermit, Temperance, Emperor, and Judgment. This really tells me that a major change is gonna happen or is about to happen in your life. When it comes to self-development moves, group 1. I honestly, what I see here from these two cards is do things, like try to do things without commitment, and then make your judgment on them after. So if it's like, if you have a new idea, if you have an idea pops in, and like, I want to try skydiving. That's probably a major thing. But try it out. No commitment. You don't have to get a license. Honestly, you don't have to get a license in skydiving. You don't have to be the best skydiver in the world. Just try it out. Just try it out. You can, I don't know how you can ease yourself into it because it's a big thing, but just try it out. Or for example, you've always wanted to, since you were a child, for example, you've always wanted to learn how to do pottery. You always wanted to do that, but you've never had the opportunity. And now you're like starting to, the thought of you doing pottery is coming back. And so just try it out. One lesson, one session. Is it like a 4-hour session? I don't know, a 2-hour session. Try it out. No commitment. You don't have to buy a new wheel. You don't have to get anything. Just go to a place and have a lesson done. Try it out, and then you can judge for yourself whether you want to do it a second time or not. If you don't want to do it a second time, don't do it a second time. It's no problem. Then just go ahead and try to do what you want to do. What's important here is that you are, number one, again, taking back control of your life, making decisions from what it is that you actually want, and not what other people are telling you should want. So if you're like, I want to do this, I want to go to this weird coffee shop 30 minutes away or 1.5 hours away from where I live, go do it. Spend an hour there. And then go back home. And if you like it, you can go there again. If not, you can find a different cafe or you can find something else to do. Just try out what suddenly comes up to your consciousness. Try out doing something new and see where that leads you. Okay? So those are some actionable steps that you can do to shift your life for your betterment and your happiness. We're gonna end with some encouraging words from these two cards. Excuse me. The first one is, a personal issue reaches resolution with a full moon in Cancer. So your first word of encouragement, a personal issue is reaching resolution. So you can be assured of that. You can rest easy knowing that at least there is one issue in your life that is being resolved as we speak. And then the second one is Mary Quant. Raise your hemline and your standards. Yes, raise your standards. When people look, make it worth a whistle. Every generation needs a new way to rebel. This is a new... And it's interesting how the word is to rebel, but What you're actually just doing is listening to yourself and listening to what it is that you actually want to do. And that's it. You're taking back control and autonomy of your own life, not listening to other people anymore. And that's the biggest theme of your reading for today, group 1. And it's interesting how if that is me rebelling, then so be it. And with that, I'm ending your reading here, group 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I hope that you got something from it that helps you move forward. If you liked your reading, I would highly appreciate it if you press the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to share your stories, completely optional, highly encouraged. You can do so. You can write your comments out in the comment section. You can write your stories out there. I live for the chismes, the chica, the gossips, spill all the tea in your comment, and I would be happy to read them and connect with you and reply and talk to you. If you want me to read your cards personally, then you can check out the link that is in the description. Like I said a while ago in the beginning, if you are watching this by the time I post it, I will be shifting my offers up next month in October. So, if you want to take advantage of my current offers and my current price points, then book a reading with me. You can check out, everything is in that link in the description. And with that, that is it from me, for you, group 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye-bye! Hello, group 2. Hi, here is your reading for what actions can we shift for our betterment and our happiness. Before I show you what we're going to read on again, I just want to say that I'm shifting. If you're watching this on September 2023, I am shifting my offers and my prices by next month. So if you want to take advantage of my current offers at the current price point, then book a reading with me. Book a personal reading. It's gonna be fun. I would love to read your cards. Anyway, here is what we will be discussing for this card reading for today. Again, what actions can we shift for our betterment and our happiness? So, general action steps in terms of self-care, of career and money, of relationships, and of self-development, and finally, just some encouraging words to wrap the reading up. Again, I am going to be doing my best to tap into practical action steps, as in things you can actually do and things that you can work on so that you can better your life and be a lot happier, hopefully. So we're gonna start now. This is the cards that you chose are for actions you can shift in general. We have speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Oration means like speaking in public. And then we have number 1, bone collector. Okay. Ooh. Number 1, so you can be born in January or the first of any month. You can be a life path 1, or your personal year number can be 1. So you can compute your personal year number by adding the digits of your birth month plus your birthday plus the current year 2023, or whenever you're watching this, because it is timeless. Just add each digit until you reach a singular digit. So if it's number 1, then that can be confirmation, or the first of the month that you're watching this in, or the next month might be significant, or January, the nearest January can be significant for you. In any case, that's just some additional stuff. But the general action step that is being suggested to you by these 2 cards, this is gonna be so cliche, especially in the world that we have right now, but it's to speak your truth. Speak your unique expression of truth. speak about your experiences. Or if you're not, you don't have to say it out. You don't have to stand on a stage and go in front of an audience of 1,000 people or 10,000 people to do that. But what this is saying is for you to be honest about your experiences, to talk about it, even with yourself or with a therapist or with someone you trust. It's time for you to let that experience out. It's time for you to, like, first of all, admit to yourself that that thing happened. And secondly, admit just how much that affected you. Because here's the thing. Sometimes things can happen to us and we can shove them back into the recesses of our consciousness so that we don't remember them, so that we forget about them, because there's too much going on in life. There's so many things happening. I shouldn't be sad over this, or I shouldn't cry over it. I shouldn't be angry over it. I should just move on. And that is noble. But at the same time, if you are not processing it in a way that it, that it moves your emotion out of your body, then you're just having your emotions stuck in your body from this experience. And we never really get over that. It's hard to get over or get past that experience if you're not really expressing your emotions about it. And the thing is, right, when we're triggered, when we get triggers, or when we react negatively to certain situations, that can be an indicator that there is something inside our bodies that needs to be addressed, because it's hitting a spot. It hits a spot. That can also be, negative, the way that we interact with others moving forward can also be highly affected by how we processed or did not process negative experiences that happened to us. I actually want to read The Bone Collector, what is being said by this card, because I remember it, but not so much, but also it's a good card. The message is very wonderful. Okay, let me just look for it for a bit. But you're seeing it real time. Ayan. Okay. Excuse me. See, like I said, so Bone Collector, you are whole and have everything you need within. That is the reminder from this card. So we're just gonna read upright. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then sets us up to behave in a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. The Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs, group 2. Just felt very emotional after reading that, or as I was reading that. And so, you know, how do you find that peace again? How do you, it's in you all along, but how can you find the peace again that the bone collector has kept safe for you? It is through finally speaking out about that experience. Finally recognizing that it's still there. It's still there, and it's important that you address it. You may want to talk to someone you trust, whom you fully trust, or seek for help in terms of, having a therapist or a psychiatrist, a counselor, whoever else. For certain people, it might be that you would want to take legal action on this, or just really looking at yourself in the mirror and admitting that this really happened. And not only did this happen, this is how it affected me. This messed me up in this way. I remember very recently, last month, I went to this healing, like it was a 2 days, 1 night trip that my friend organized, and it was a healing type of retreat situation. And I got a body code session from her. So it was like looking at any stuck or stagnant things in the body, symptoms in the body, and how to release that, helping release that. And she saw from the session that not just my body, but my spirit was like messed up because of this very big situation, negative experience that happened to me in the past. And what happened was, not only did I experience that, which was, it hurt, and I also did not process that for a long time. And it was like, and I talked about it to other people. I remember, like, I talked about it to certain people, and yeah, this happened to me. Yeah, and but I'm okay now. It was done. Whatever. I cried. I'm fine now. I wasn't. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. And my body and my spirit got fucked up because of it. Oopsie. I dropped an F-bomb. Char. And so it was only just last month that I realized through the session, I'm so thankful I got that session, that I got messed up really bad because of that situation. And I only talked about the effects of that situation to my friend during that session. So it was only last month that I recognized not only that, yeah, that happened to me, but also this is how it messed me up. And I think that the second part is where we kind of hesitate to speak. Maybe because we don't want to admit that certain people or certain situations messed us up that badly. But the way to release that emotion, the way to finally drop the baggage that we're literally carrying in our body, relating to those negative situations, the way to do that is to talk about it. The way to go about it is to really say, it messed me up, and this is how it messed me up. This is what I think now because of that. This is how I perceive myself now because of that. And I don't like that anymore. I want to shift that. So I'm talking about it now. Okay? And that, so the first action step in general is to talk about your experiences. And it can just be with yourself. I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs when you do choose to do this, because it can be hard to hold yourself, especially if you're not used to holding yourself, if you're not used to supporting yourself through emotional breakdowns and things like that. Yeah, it can be hard. From experience, that is true. So yeah, if you choose to do that alone, then it's okay. I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs and healing vibes and supporting vibes, so you can support yourself through this experience. You can speak about it, or you can write it down. Actually, no, you know what? No, don't write it down. Speak on it. Use your throat chakra on it, okay? It's speaker for a reason and not writer. So speak on it. Speak on the experience. Use your voice. Let your ears hear. Let your actual senses hear what really happened to you and how it made you feel. And if you can't do it alone, that's okay. Find someone who can support you and be like, hey, I want to talk about some of my experiences and I trust you. And I want to heal from this. Can you please support me through it? And you can set a time, set a date, and ease into it. Don't have to force yourself to do it. For me, when I'm with my friends, it takes time for me to even open up to my closest friends. Like when we go out in public, sometimes it takes an hour or two for me to start talking about how I am and my current experiences. So if you can't do it right away, then that's fine. Ease yourself into it. As long as you do it, as long as you speak on it, and you'll be able to reclaim that peace that you thought was lost. You will be able to reclaim you, to get you back. Okay? Okay. So I am putting this here on the side. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there they are. So we're gonna move on to, so this is in general. We're gonna move on to these cards. So this is about the particular aspects. So we have self-care, career and money, relationships, and self-development. Okay, so we're gonna start with self-care. We have the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. Oh, this is interesting. When you feel stressed, or when you feel highly anxious, feel restless na lang would be probably a general term for it. So restless, anxious, stressed, when you can't sleep at night, do something physical. Do a healthy, I feel like I have to point that out, do a healthy physical activity so that you can release some of that energy. So maybe you want to turn on some music and dance or shake your body, or to actually turn on a 10 to 15 minute exercise video and do the exercise, or you can do some self-love practices, some somatic practices like feeling your body, and other things. But yeah, just doing something, releasing that energy in a healthy way, one that does not hurt you and does not hurt other people, with consent na. But yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. If you're feeling anxious and restless and stressed, do something physical. Bring yourself out of your head and back into your body. So yeah, that can be dancing, that can be doing a physical activity or exercising or self-love stuff, somatic stuff, just do something physical. Okay? Very quick. Okay. Next is career and money. We have the Queen of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. I actually saw these two cards so they flipped when I was shuffling a while ago, and the thought instantly came up that I'm gonna have to, yeah, yes, it is true that, wait, what happened to that? Oh, naputol ba? Oh, it's okay. You're okay. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. It is true that your mindset and the way that you approach your career, your financial state is very important in order to attract more abundance and more wealth and more advancements in your career or more money in your bank account. The mindset is important there. However, if you're feeling this stressed, if you're feeling so contracted, if you're feeling like I really don't have money, my career is, messed up, I don't have any money, the rate I spend is faster than the rate I save, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling so hopeless, I'm feeling all of this lack, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, my career is not enough, blah 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 blah. Okay, you can't, it's hard to mindset your way out of that right now. So what can you do today? And for maybe the next 30 days, right now, so that you feel more empowered in your money and career situation. What can you do right now that will help you do that? Will looking for a new job, like will sprucing up your resume and sending it to companies that can possibly give you a higher salary, will that help you calm down? Will working overtime, for example, help you calm down? Will switching up your commute help you calm down? Help you feel like you're saving more money? Will grocery shopping in another store or in maybe like a wet market, if you have a wet market in your area, will that help you calm down? Like, think of something that you can actually do, so that you're not thinking about, I don't have money, my career is not like this, my job is shit, my money is like this, I hate myself, I'm spending too much, blah 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 blah. I get that. Stop, breathe, and then think of one or two things that you can shift right now so that you don't feel this contracted anymore. And then do that. Diba? If for example, if you're feeling this and you're looking at, for example, your morning commute, if you live in the Philippines and, for example, you have to you ride the bus, and then you ride the jeep, and then you ride the tricycle to your workplace, for example lang. And if when you check on maps, or like a map app like an application, that from the tricycle terminal to your house, for example, maybe that's part of the commute, you ride the tricycle from your house to the terminal, so it's easy for you to ride public transportation. That is probably like a 15-minute walk, for example, and that would cost you, how much tricycle ngayon? 40 pesos, which is almost a dollar, almost $1. If you're thinking, I could probably wake up 30 minutes earlier, so that I can walk out instead of riding a tricycle. If that helps you calm down and not feel this, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, then try to do it. If you're like, I'm buying too much food outside, blah 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 blah, can you compute it? If you're like buying your lunch and your snack outside versus cooking at home, taking the extra hour maybe at night to cook for yourself in the to cook your lunch for the next day, compare the cost of that and see which one can save you even just a little bit more money, and then do that. Your situation is different. Each person's situation is different. That's why I'm just like giving examples. But like if you are feeling this, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I'm spending too much, blah 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 blah, I can't save, what about my goals, blah blah blah, and you're feeling anxious because of that, and you're feeling contracted and paralyzed, the best course of action for you is to look at your current life and see how you can switch something up and try it out for a week, so that you can feel more empowered. You can feel like you're actually spending your money in intentional ways. You're not actually wasting any money, right? And you're actually using your money in ways that best serve you, and your career is actually serving you in all of the best ways. How do you feel that you will feel safe more in your job, in your current job, in the current money that you are bringing in? What can you do, right? And then do that. Try it out for a week and see how you feel about it, and then get back to me. Let me know how it goes. Okay, so this next one is about your relationships. So relationships in general, like family, friends, or it can be with your romantic partner if you have one. Sana all, char. Whoever maybe comes up first. We have the 7 of Cups, and we have the 3 of Cups. Ooh, very emotional. Group 2. The advice for you here, I'm getting here with the 7 and the 3 of Cups, is that know the purpose of each friend that you have in your life. Because here's the thing, not all of our friends are equal. I mean, our friends are not our friends in equal measure. There are some friends that you call when it comes to, like, there are friends that are your food buddy friends. There are friends that are for, like, when you go on vacation. There are friends for, like, in work, your work friends for your work gossip and having fun there. There are friends for happy, drinking times. And then there are friends also for the serious talks, the ones that I kind of encourage here, and people you can trust to talk about, like, personal experiences, even the ones that are deep and hurtful and negative experiences. And yes, it is true that the friends can overlap. Like for me, I have a couple of friends who are all of that for me, right? But at the same time, there are also friends who are not all of that, and that's okay. So it's very important for you to choose which of your friends, like how you categorize each friend. And yes, some friends can be, your all-rounders. Like your best friends can be for there in the good times and the not so good times, for the fun talks and the serious talks. That's true. But for some, there are some friends that for you personally, it's not about them, but just for you personally, they're for more of your, I just like being, like, I call them for the happy times, but I don't know if I can trust them with my deepest, darkest secrets. And that's okay. So just, you know, keep stock of that, and kind of decide on that as well. Like, how are your friends enriching your life as well? You know, maybe you have certain friends that are more of you can trust when it comes to setting goals and being like, I actually, for example, I want to switch up the way that I commute in the mornings so that I can save my money, for example. And then you have certain friends that are like, you know what, I actually want to do this as well to help save money. Okay, let's be like accountability buddies so that, you know, we can reach our goals. There are some friends that are, you know, for that as well. It's important to choose, to like be discerning about which friends serve which purpose in your life. It's not about them, it's more about how your life can be more enriched through your relationships and through your friendships. So yeah, this isn't just about friends. This can be about, you know, but more about friends, right? I would hope that your romantic partner in life, or your chosen like lifelong partner, can be all of these things for you. And I'm hoping that your family is also, you know, or also people that you can trust with your experiences. But if not, like, you know that, for example, I don't really like talking to my family about serious situations. That's okay. You don't have to force yourself to do that. Just know it for yourself. Okay? So that's important. That's an important action step you can take, especially as you start to talk about your experiences more and more. And then here we have self-development. So interestingly, when this card flew out here. So I'm getting that these two are related. Of course, self-care, self-development, they can be very much related. But let's see what's going on. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay. You know what I'm getting here? Group 2. I don't know what your life is, obviously. I don't know what's going on with your life right now. But I am feeling there is this sort of dissatisfaction when it comes to how you're living your life at the present moment. And your self-development cards are saying like, where do you actually want to go? In what ways do you actually want life to be fulfilling for you? Make plans on that. Because it's like this, right? Why are you so stressed and restless and anxious about your current situation? It's probably because there is something about your current situation that you don't like. That's why I went here in your career bit. I immediately went to, do you want to change your resume out and start handing out applications to different companies? Because your career might not be, resonating with you anymore. And that's okay. It's really okay. You don't have to, yeah, diba? Everyone's honking in agreement for you. But what I'm saying here is, they're having issues. There might be something in your life right now that is causing you deep dissatisfaction. And again, the Five of Pentacles is here, so there's probably something there, It's like activating your lack mentality. It's activating stress. It's activating the I'm not enough and I'm not doing enough kind of reaction in the body. And so what do we do? It might be best for you to start looking at what actually do you want to do and what actually fulfills you. And how do you want to be fulfilled? And honestly, like also in a more realistic way, what kind of upgrades or up levels in your life are you ready to to achieve given your current status. So if for example you're making like $100 a month. For example, I hope that no one here is making just $100 a month. I hope you're making at least 1,000. Okay? So, if for example, we're gonna be thinking a bit pragmatically, which is strange for a tarot reading, but we do that. It's important to have a merriment of what is ideal and also what is energetic and also what is practical. So because it kind of helps you, for me, my opinion is that it kind of helps you ground your choices in a bit more and makes you feel like, I can actually upgrade, So if you're making $100 right now and say that you've been in your job for about 6 months, between 6 months and a year, for example, more or less. So now, what do you think, based on your current experience and the experience that you've gained through your career, what is a possible upgrade from that? How, like, do you feel like, I think I'm ready for 125 now? Are you ready for 200? If you are, then great. Then you go. You can demand. You can ask for, hey, when am I getting a raise in your office, in your current workplace? Are you ready for 200? If 200 feels slightly uncomfortable, 175, 150, 125, which next upgrade is more comfortable for you? And then try to get that from, try to see where you can get that in your current circumstance. If you can't, if your current job won't give you your desired upgrade or up level in your salary, for example, maybe it is time for you to look for other places to work in. Okay? If you feel like, for example, if you feel like where you live right now is causing you so much stress, like figure out why it's causing you so much stress, for example, and then how can you shift that? It may be time for you to update your goals. And really start taking action towards it. I'm getting a lot of it is from your career. Maybe that's why speaker is also here. To like speak up. Like the message for you is to speak up and demand for what it is that you deserve. And it starts with you. You speak up to yourself and you demand yourself to do the things that are in your best and highest good. And it's like, hey, let's advocate for ourselves in her work, or for ourselves in our work. Oh no, then let's do something. Advocate for yourself by speaking on your experiences. Diba? Because you deserve all the good things. Yeah. You deserve all the good things. Okay? And if speaking up is what helps, then do that. It's important for you to create that kind of emotional fulfillment in your life. Look for the things that also make you happy. Not just to live, but to thrive. Not just surviving, but thriving as well. So, make the plans. Start to look at where it is that you want to go. Start setting up your goals. I want to bring in 200 now in my life. I think I'm ready for 200. Or I'm ready for 1,000. So go and advocate for yourself. Show that you are worth whatever it is that you are demanding and more. Okay? You can do that. Speak up for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Okay. So, the actionable step is to make plans, okay? To set your goals and then make plans, take the action steps. That's it. Advocate for yourself. So, that's the reading here. We have two cards left, which is our words of encouragement for you. We have take time to breathe out with the disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out when you're feeling stressed. Breathe, relax. You know how to take yourself out of a stressful situation. Okay? And then we have Vivian Westwood. Stand on a platform, soul, not a pedestal. Be as provocative as you are progressive. If in doubt, be a pirate. Okay? Express yourself. Express yourself. And with that, I am ending reading here. Group 2. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the reading and I hope that you got something from it that helps you to move forward. If you liked this reading, I would highly appreciate it if you press like on the video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to share your stories with me, I am here with the chismis, the chica, the gossip. So you can definitely write your stories out in the comment section. I would love to read them and communicate with you, connect with you in the comment section. If you want to book a reading with me, the link to do that is in the description. Again, like I said a while ago, I am switching my offers up by next month if you're watching this by the time I post it. So yeah, take advantage of the current offers at the current price and book a reading with me. I would be honored to read your cards and to talk to you with the cards. But other than that, that is it from me for you. Group 2, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello Group 3. Hi. So here is the cards that you chose. Here are the cards that you chose for your reading for today. I just want to remind you, if you're watching this on September 2023 when I'm posting it, I'm gonna shift my offers and rates for tarot next month. Not just for tarot, for everything next month. So if you want to take advantage of my current offers at the current price point, then check the link in the description to schedule your reading. Okay, so I want to remind you of that. Okay, so we're gonna start, and this is your reading for I'm gonna show you my it's a little whiteboard. What actions can we shift for our betterment and happiness? So we're gonna look at it, actions we can shift in general with regards to self-care, to career and money, to relationships, and to self-development, and then topping it off with some encouraging words from the cards, from spirit, from the divine, from the universe, for you. Okay? Okay, so let's start now. I had a break. I'm in between groups 2 and 3 to charge my phone. But yeah, we're gonna start. We're gonna do it. We have number 51 with Moonlight. Okay. And then we have Writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. Okay, so I'm gonna start by saying that this is 51. So 51 may be a significant number for you. If you add that up, it will be to 6. So 6 is, it might be a significant number for you, significant date, June or the 6th of any month. You may be a life path 6 or a personal year number 6. This year, maybe when you're watching this, maybe your personal year number 6. To calculate for your personal number, you can just take your birth, like just add all of the digits of your birth month, your birthday, and the year in which you're currently watching, because this is timeless. So just add them all up until you get to a singular digit. So like I did here, 5 plus 1 equals 6. Yeah, and then you can read about what that means. And then Writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. Okay, let's do it. Um, I guess taking this very literally, we can start by saying that if you are feeling like you can't sleep at night, or you just have a lot of thoughts in general, just a lot of thoughts come up when you're alone, or even when you're with other people, write them down because they may be important for you. And even if it's like random ideas or random things, that are like, that's interesting. I'm gonna write that down. Write them down. Yeah, exactly. Write them down so that you, first of all, can remember them in the future. You can reference them, and that's something I need to do as well. Write things down, and maybe you get inspired by the words that suddenly pop up, and like, that's a good idea. I can make something out of that. Just write them down and see how, even if it doesn't serve you in the future, the fact that you wrote things down, that can be very good practice to like remind yourself of moonlight, like the deep and hidden thoughts that suddenly come up in the surface. It may be important for you. So yeah. I feel like the hourglass here is very significant for you as well. Are you feeling like there's a deadline that you have to reach? There's this feeling there of like time is ticking, and you feel like you're running out of time for some reason. And so maybe what is best for you to do at this time is to figure out how you can optimize your time. Here's the thing. I would suggest, since moonlight is here, some of you may be like literally night owls. And I know that I'm one of those people who really advocate for early rising, na I also am dealing with sleep issues. But lean into when you are awake is what I'm kind of getting here with moonlight. If you feel like you don't have enough time, or you feel like you're not so productive, lean into the hours that you are awake. So if you're, for example, if you really wake up early in the morning, lean into that. Don't wait until everybody is awake at sunrise or beyond sunrise to do the things that you want to do. Or when it's late at night and you feel like you should be sleeping but you're not asleep, just do something. Just do anything. Clean up your space. If you're feeling like working, play to your strengths is what really I'm getting here. Play to your strengths when it comes to time, because it feels like it might be that you're pressuring yourself to do something that your body doesn't really want to do at the moment. If you are very intentional with like shifting your waking hours, as in like being more of a morning person, that can happen. But for right now, if you feel too pressured by it, I would suggest that you just play to your strengths, play to the time in which you are, in like when you are most awake. And that can, if when you're alone in your thoughts at night, that can be when you are getting a lot of inspiration and just writing things down. Perhaps you want to write something but you can't really find inspiration to do that, or just no motivation. Then play to your strengths. If you're living with other people, wait until they're asleep. If you're not living with other people, wait until the world is sleeping, your immediate world is sleeping, and then you can write. It's kind of easier to do that when you don't have any distractions, right? Because it's like when everybody's awake, there is like lots of possibilities of people sending you messages, sending you emails, what else? Just wanting to talk to you, calling you on the phone, whatever. So it's like distracting you from what you want to do, because you're like, what if somebody contacts me, what if somebody calls me? So play to your strengths is what I'm getting here as well. And whenever, but the main thing in general is that when an idea pops up, write it down. Excuse me. That's what I'm getting here. And or again, you might be writing there's a writing project that you're doing. Do it when you feel most comfortable and when you feel most relaxed doing it. There's also some sort of vulnerability here involved as well, of writing down your feelings truthfully. There's something there as well. There might be some lesson or some sort of wisdom that is for you when you write your thoughts vulnerably. Vulnerably. Tama ba? Yeah, I think that's right. I think I said it right. Okay, but it's important to write down your thoughts, your feelings, and any more like important notes that you might be getting here. Okay? So there. One group got the speaking, and then your group got the writing. Okay. I already put it here to the side. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going there. I'm gonna move now to your more specific messages in terms of your self-care, career, relationships, and self-development. I know I didn't really get much yet from here. Perhaps it will make sense the more that we dig deep into the specifics. Or maybe that's just really it. It's a simple like, here's the advice and we're done. Bye, right? Okay, so we'll start with the self-care. What actions can you shift in terms of your personal self-care? We have the devil, which is the number 15, and the page of pentacles. Interesting. Number 15, and then we have number 51. They both add up to 6. They both add up to 6. That is very interesting. So perhaps 6 is a very important number for you, or 1 and 5 together. You may be seeing lots of 15s or lots of 51s or just lots of 6s. 6 is, if I'm not mistaken, the number of harmony. It's the lovers. When you in the tarot, it's the lovers card. So about alignment, about harmony, all of this wonderful stuff. Equal give and take, perhaps within the self. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna relate this muna to the moonlight. Group 3. You may think that, ganito lang. Here's how we're gonna do it. Even if you think that no one sees you when you do the things, you know the things that you really shouldn't be doing, but you do anyways because it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's the way things have been done, you know. Even if you think that no one sees you, you see yourself. I'm gonna say, forget about the divine, forget about the energies and the, forget about them, right? The universe, the divine, God. Even if we don't put them in the equation, you see yourself whenever you reinforce these things. And yes, you are reinforcing, excuse me, you're reinforcing these behaviors every time you do it, even if it's in secret. It's like you're sneaking around and like, nobody's gonna see if I do this one more time. But you see yourself. You see yourself, and it looks like I'm being drawn to this hourglass. I forget my words. This hourglass, and I'm really getting the sense of, it's like I want to shift these habits that I do because there's some goal that I want to achieve, and it's hard to achieve the goal in time. There might be some sort of deadline whether it is arbitrary or very much determined. Like the first thing that I'm getting to is like, if you want to have kids, there is this sort of biological clock that we are considering importantly if you want to do that. So you want to do that, but it's very hard to do that in a safe and healthy way if you continue doing what this devil represents for you. Is it eating unhealthy food, like 3 meals a day, 5 days a week? Or is it drinking alcohol every single day? Or is it you're smoking something that you shouldn't really be smoking in large quantities for a very long time? Or maybe there's something else. Maybe this is also with regards to like partnership. It's like you want to achieve something and you're like really contemplating on it every time you're alone. But then at the same time, it's like you can't, it's hard to break the habit. And first of all, I have so much like compassion for you, group 3. I want to send you lots of hugs if this resonates. If the storyline resonates. I know it resonates for me. Yeah, I have so much compassion for you. It's really hard. It's hard to do that. I know because I relate. And at the same time, it's also just like with the Page of Pentacles, it's you know the right thing to do, so do it. What is the smallest step forward that you can take in order to break out of this habit? It might be through writing it down. Being very honest with yourself about this unhealthy, maybe borderline destructive habit, right? If it's such a big concern, diba? It might be something that is ultimately unhealthy for you. Like in the example of, if you're a woman and you want to get pregnant, but you're putting unhealthy things inside your body, and it's not just it's not just food, probably it's other things like substances, whatever, or you're addicted to intimacy as a form of just a dopamine hit as opposed to intimate activities in the context of a partnership, a long-term partnership. There's a difference in that, right? And so there might be some things that you just, whatever it is, be honest with what the deed is and how it is potentially or literally or truthfully sabotaging your path to your goals. It might be a good idea to write that down and be very honest with yourself about it. The first step to healing is admitting that there's something wrong. If you don't think that there's something wrong, then it's very difficult to move forward with the process of being able to change this habit. And when the devil comes up, it is definitely a sign that there is a high possibility of an addiction that we cannot break. Be honest with what that is. Be honest with what that is. Write it down before you start doing the steps in order to, like, how can I mitigate this? Okay. And here's the thing, you don't have to, like, in most circumstances, you don't have to cut it off, period. Right? You don't have to, like, stay away from fast food or junk food or alcohol or cigarettes or whatever it is you smoke and whatever other activities for the rest of your life. It doesn't have to be that way. But the most important thing here is that there has to be a severance of the chain that is binding you here as an addiction. You're not chained by this. You don't have to do this, or else you won't have a dopamine hit, or you won't be happy if you don't do this. You won't, there is something bigger than the addiction. There is something bigger than what doing this can give you. You can find what this is giving you in another place, in a healthier place, in a healthier habit. And you can do these things without tying it to an addiction, an emotion, without tying it to your happiness, without like, I can't be happy, or I can't move on if I don't do this. I can't feel comforted if I don't do this. Yes, you can. It's important to break the feelings associated with this so that you can feel. But it's important first and foremost that you admit that this is going on. Okay? So that you can take the steps necessary in order to heal from it. If you smoke cigarettes and you know that that's unhealthy for you, and you know that it is, either stopping you from living your best life, or it is worsening your health situation, then you have to be very honest about that. How many cigarette sticks are you smoking per day? When are you doing it? Oh, that's also a good thing. When are you doing it? Is it when you're stressed? Is it when you're happy, when you're sad? What do you usually do it with? I know, like, some of my friends, if I'm not mistaken, I don't smoke anything, but some of my friends who do or have smoked, past or present tense, they say that they usually, I remember some of them have said that they usually do it either when they are drinking or in the company of other smokers. So that's important also to see like the pattern of it. Because for example, like for me, I know that I order fast food whenever I am sad or very emotional, or when I'm like having a breakdown. So it's like, so now the question becomes, how can I hold myself in the midst of that without having to resort to the addiction? Without having to resort to this immediate, like, oh, I'm feeling sad and I'm breaking down, I should order food. I should get some fast food. No. How can I hold myself through that and hold my emotions without having to need to order fast food, or to go to food in general, in order to feel like I am comforted? that was, I faced that, and it's difficult. I know it's difficult because it feels like, it feels like second nature, but it's also not very healthy. First of all, like in my example, in my personal life, first of all, if I order fast food every time I am going through it, then I would be ordering fast food like 3 to 4 times a week. Right? At minimum. That doesn't include the times when I'm okay and I'm just like, oh, I want to order fast food for lunch. It doesn't include those times. Because we can do that, right? And then also, aside from the physical health, unhealthy parts of it, there's also an aspect of, what was I gonna say? There's also an aspect of, so I am now, I am unable to process my emotions on my own. I'm unable to process my emotions on my own, and I'm actually unable to hold myself. I'm unable to hold quote-unquote negative emotions. And I just stuff them down. Quite literally, right? So there's a lot of implications to it that ultimately are not healthy for me in the long term. That's why we work on it. That's why when we see it, we work on it. And it's a constant process. But right now, what's important is that you admit that there's a problem. You know, I can tell you my story of this food, this my emotional attachment to food, because I admit that there's something wrong, and I'm very happy to say that I'm working on it. So I can tell you about it. I'm not scared to. It's not a dirty little secret. It's not dirty. I mean, I don't keep it under wraps. I don't keep it hidden and, surprised. Like, I don't like, when people discover that, I'm not like, what? What is that? I don't know that that exists. I'm like, yeah, that exists, and that's something I'm working on. So what is that thing that you're like keeping under wraps, and it's like you shove it under your metaphorical bed in hopes that nobody can find it when someone enters your space? Admit that there is something there. And if it's not that if it's not that as deep as the like an addiction or a deep emotional attachment like my story, then it can just be like a very it can just be an unhealthy habit that you wanna break, or you wanna shift so that you can become healthier. Admit that still. Oh, I scroll through social media from 10 o'clock at night to 2 a.m. and then I am unable to sleep. Okay, admit that, and then, excuse me, what can you do now to break that habit? You start breaking that habit. I would, so much compassion, and also like give yourself grace when you start to shift these actions and behaviors. So if you're scrolling on social media from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., then maybe like start with cutting it down to 1:30, when it's 1:30 a.m. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone in the other room now so that I can sleep. And even if you don't sleep right away, at least you took your phone away from you a little bit earlier than necessary, than your usual time. Okay? But yeah, whatever it is that is an unhealthy habit that you have, or an addiction, or a deep emotional attachment, because that's what addiction is. It's a deep emotional attachment to something because it gives you some sort of emotional hit, a positive, there's a positive reinforcement there. Probably, I'm not a psychologist, but from how my brain kind of works it out, that's kind of how I see it. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. Any of the psychologists who are or psychology graduates or psychology students. I used to be one, but I didn't take enough units to say that I know my shit. So I'm just not. And just my little tiny brain. It's like, when I do this thing, there's a positive emotion. So I reinforce it, and then I do it again and again and again. But it ends up being an unhealthy situation. So that's how my brain worked addiction out. Anyway, bring it to light, and then you can start doing your steps to mitigate it in a healthy way, because now you're admitting that there is an issue. Okay? So now we're gonna move on to career and money. Career and money, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Wands. Okay. Treat yourself, group 3. we came from this like addiction. Now here is like treating yourself. You may be too hard on yourself when it comes to your money. Here's what I see. You're doing such a good job in your career. You're giving so much of your energy to your career, and maybe you're saving up for your big ticket items, which is amazing, and I'm so proud of you. Or if not, then if you're not there yet when it comes to savings, then you have the correct ideas and the correct game plan to do it, and you are desiring this stability in your life. And for some reason, with the Four of Wands, it's not some reason. With the Four of Wands, I do see that there is a milestone that you have already reached. So treat yourself, reward yourself for your good actions. Bring to light your negative, the habits and routines that are negatively affecting you, bring them to light so you can shift it, and reward yourself for the good things that you are doing for yourself. The things that you are, that give you positive um, influence in your life. Okay, reward yourself for that. And so yeah, it's because you can't just work and work and work and work and work, and then you're like, I'm gonna do this when I'm 50, when I'm more stable. That's the story, right? Where I'm gonna go travel, and I'm gonna go give myself more wonderful experiences when I'm in a more stable place. But when is that gonna happen, really? In today's society, it's kind of difficult, right? So give yourself some grace. Now that you have achieved this wonderful milestone, or you are about to achieve this milestone, plan out a reward for you, or a little treat for you. A treat for yourself. Go on like a staycation somewhere with a pool, diba? Or travel to another country for a couple of days if that's within budget. Give yourself experiences. You're working so hard to create a lifestyle that is beautiful for you, right? Let yourself live that lifestyle. Let yourself live the life that you are working so hard for. Even if it's just little glimpses of it for now. If you want to, make a lot of money so you can travel a lot, give yourself a glimpse of that. If you want to, if you're, what do you call this? If you're working so hard to get a lot of money so that you can, buy yourself maybe a house with a pool and things like that. Maybe you can stay for one night in a hotel with a pool and give yourself that kind of experience. Or if you want to go food tripping in a city, then go ahead and do that. Go on a road trip with some friends. There's no reason for you not to experience that right now, especially if it's something that you want to achieve. The more, give yourself that. Give yourself that. Treat yourself. Go easy on yourself. You've already achieved a lot. So give yourself that kind of beautiful experience. Okay? Okay. Next is for relationships. So this can be in the romantic context, or this can be like familial, or with colleagues, or with friends. Whichever resonates the most. Depending on whatever message comes up, there might be several examples, but maybe it's whoever you first think of. We have the Three of Swords and we have the Emperor. Let it go, Group 3. It's time for you again to release all of those emotions and then let it go. No matter who hurt you in the past, whether this is in terms of romance, or in terms of family, or someone who betrayed you, or whatever the situation is. I know that you were hurt, and I know that it hurt. And I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs. And it is time for you to let it go. It is time for you to take back control of your life. It is time for you to say, I don't want to be affected by this anymore, and I want to move on. I want to move on. And not because this is not something that should be bothering me, but because this has bothered me for a long time, and now I want to move forward now, and I want to move on, and I don't want to carry this anymore. And it's hard. especially when someone wrongs us and it's like they're living a good life, or it's like I didn't even get a decent apology. Because we feel like we're owed that. But the thing is, you get to give that to yourself. You get to close this chapter. And you get to move forward in your power. And yes, it hurt. And yes, it kind of, it kind of shut you off from similar kinds of relationships moving forward, or it messed up with your trust. And it is time to move forward now. And it is time to not let yourself be tied down to this heartache anymore. Your worth is not determined by this one experience, group 3. You get to trust again. People get to, be trustworthy for you again. You get to love again. You get to open up and be vulnerable with other people again, and not, and those people will not use that against you. That gets to be a reality for you. So it is time to let this go. You can write down, you can write about it here, right? Perhaps this writing card is, excuse me, one of the ways in which, you get to release all of this emotion. You get to release all of your thoughts and feelings about it, even the ones you don't really see, you don't really feel at the moment. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to be more in control of your life. It's time for you to be happier, right? This reading is for your betterment and your happiness. It is time for you to step into that clearest and fastest path to your happiness. And your happiness is here now when you choose it. It hurt. And you get to choose happiness again. And you get to choose yourself again. And you get to choose your healing again. Okay? Okay. This last bit is for your self-development. We have the 9 of Cups. Before we continue, the 9 of Cups, make a wish because it is coming true. I'm going to give you a few seconds. Make your wish. It's coming true. Okay. And we have the 3 of Cups. I love how it's like, there's something you need to admit, so to release, let it go, move forward, celebrate, release, let it go, celebrate. So when it comes to your self-development, celebrate your wins. Here, see, celebrate your wins. Call your friends up and be like, hey, I just did something very important for myself and I want to celebrate it. Celebrate it. You might be depriving yourself too much of happy times and of celebration. Group 3. You might be thinking, oh, I'll celebrate when I reach the ultimate final goal. When I have 1 million pesos in my bank account, that's when I'll celebrate. So you won't celebrate the first 1,000. You won't and you won't celebrate the first 10,000, 20, 50, 100. Like, give yourself a bit of a bit of motivation and energy to keep going because you know you're doing such a good job. And it doesn't have to cost any money. Celebration doesn't have to cost any money. It can be like you call your friend up and, hey, I just reached a milestone. Like, yay, good job, me. Or, you splash a little bit more milk in your coffee if you drink coffee, than usual in the morning and be like, I did it. Diba? Uh-huh. Or if like you regularly order food anyway, maybe get something from a different restaurant that you've always wanted to try. If you do that anyway, right? There's lots of different ways to celebrate without breaking your budget. If that's what you're worried about, it looks like it is. Celebrate. Celebrate yourself and let other people, you have a group. If you have your group of friends that you really trust, which I hope you do, then celebrate it with them. You don't have to like work in secret until you get to that big ticket 1 million pesos school. You can celebrate every single step that you get, that you achieve to get there. A big part of your self-development, what do you call this? Like advice for action steps you can take is just to go easy on yourself. Let yourself be happy. Let yourself be happy, group 3. You're already going through a lot of stuff. Let yourself be happy. Buy yourself like a fancy pen for writing your thoughts down. You may be breaking down talking about this addiction, but at least you're writing it with a fancy pen. You can have like the star on top or whatever, right? Ooh, there's also this feeling of tithing, of like paying it forward. So when you're like, one of the ways in which you can, one of the self-development practices you can do is to give back to the world, to give to other people. So that can be, if you go to a church, you can tithe in church, or if you have a charity in your mind of a cause that you truly believe in, you can donate there. Or if it's like you have a friend in need, you know that your friend is kind of what do you call this? It's kind of in a rough spot at the moment. Maybe there's a way for you to give to them as a way of showing your love for them. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It can be with your time and your energy. If they're in a tough spot, and you can be like, hey, do you want to stay over in my place for the night? I can cook something for you with things you already have in your fridge. Or you can, if you already have booze in your fridge, or in your pantry, might as well drink with your friend to like keep them company for the time being, even just for a few hours for overnight. There's something there of like giving to others can also help you feel that sense of happiness and fulfillment. There's something there. Okay. So those are the things that you get to do. If you want to, you have your own free will. Okay. And then before we end the reading, I just have 2 more cards for you for some words of encouragement, something to maybe keep you going as the times get rough. Step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. This is so hilarious. We were just talking about the Deja-vu, all of this. Step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. Just because it's comfortable, it doesn't mean that it is inherently, ultimately good for us. our comfort zones may not be the best, right, and true, place for us to be in. Step out of it from time to time and see what is beyond the edges of it. Okay, you might find it really fun. You might find something good in there. And lastly, we have Christian Lacroix. I don't know if you say it like that. A world without color is a world without joy. Dress for your next adventure. Make an entrance, then cause a revolution. Sorry. Kinapon ko lang dun. Dress for your next adventure. Live. Like, give yourself glimpses of the life that you really want to live. Okay? Okay. And with that, I am ending your reading here, Group 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I hope that you got something from it that helps you moving forward. If you like this, if you like the reading, I would highly appreciate it if you press the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to share your stories with me, I am here for the chismis, for the chica, for the gossip. So if you want to share your stories, I would be happy to read them. You can type them up in the comment section, and yeah, we can communicate with each other and connect with each other through that. If you want to connect with me for a one-on-one reading, if you want me to read your cards for you personally, then the way to do that is through the link that is in the description. Like I said in the beginning, if you are watching this by the time I post it, which is on September 2023, and what was I saying? I want to let you know that I am switching my prices and offers up next month, okay, October. So if you're watching this right now by September and you want to work with me, go ahead and take advantage of my current offers at my current rates, so that it's a fun time for you as well. The link is in the description. It's the same link to see like my Instagram and stuff like that. So if you want to connect with me there, I would really appreciate it. But other than that, that is it from me for you, Group 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hello, Group 4. Welcome to your reading of what actions can you shift for your happiness and betterment. So before I start, I just want to remind you, if you're watching this by the time I post it, I'm switching my rates up and my offers up next month. So if you want to take advantage of my current one-on-one rates at my current one-on-one offers at the current price point, then check the link in the description. That's where you will see how to book a reading with me. Okay? For your personal readings. So here, we're gonna go back to this one. This is our little cheat sheet for what we're gonna talk about today. So again, we're going to talk about what actions can we shift for our betterment and our happiness. So that's for you, Group 4. We have what actions can we shift in general, and then with regards to self-care, to career and money, to relationships, and to self-development. And then we'll end with some encouraging words to hopefully help us, moving forward. Okay, let's start. So we're going to start with these ones. So these are the action steps you can shift in general. We have spiritual teacher. You heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. And we have golden palace with the number 23. Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing this card. I'm pulling this card up. So I want to read it from the manual, actually. Manual. From the guidebook. We'll do that first. Okay, before that, I want to say number 23, that might be significant for you. Might be a date that is very significant for you. Also, 2 plus 3 is 5, and that 5 can also be a significant number for you. Maybe May is a significant date, or a month, or the 5th of a month is significant for you. You can be a life path 5, or your personal year number at the time you're watching this can be 5. So if you want to get your personal year number, you just add the digits to your birth month, birth date, and then your the current year that you're watching, because this is timeless. So just add up the dates, add up the numbers one by one, And then add, so when you have an answer, for example, the answer is 23, just add each digit like I did here, 2 plus 3, until you get to a single digit. And that indicates your personal year number. And then you can just search up what it means, okay? So, I want to read this first. Golden Palace, number 23. 23. There. There is always enough. Yes, there is always enough. So we're gonna do this in the upright. The Golden Palace card represents good fortune, ambitions fulfilled, wealth, and prosperity. Woohoo! It may also indicate emotional fulfillment, as perhaps you're entering a time of happiness that's long overdue. The message here is that self-worth isn't measured by what you have, no matter how abundant your life is. Instead, it comes from what you are, how authentically you're living your life, and how much love you're willing to share. Granted, receiving this card does not indicate material gain. Granted, receiving this card does indicate material gain and the furthering of tangible rewards. But things come and go, and knowing your true value leads to even greater riches now. Share the wealth. There is always enough. This feels like a group that a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs will be clicking to. So like tarot readers like me, or Reiki masters, or what else? Just anybody who does any kind of spiritual work, Akashic Records practitioners. Hi! Oh, I'm a practitioner. Anyway, so that this can be something that, or it can also be like towards artists or things like that. Just because you're doing spiritual work, it doesn't mean that wealth and prosperity and abundance, especially in the physical, tangible ways, it doesn't mean that that is not accessible to you. One of the people I follow, like I've taken a course with her and all that, a course or two, Bia Steele, if you know her. I love how she said that being spiritual and being financially wealthy is not on the same polarity. They're not opposites. They're not opposites of each other. Like, right? Like, what's the opposite of being spiritual? It's being not spiritual. What is the opposite of wealth? Then it's poverty, whether in literal terms or in mindset terms, right? And so they don't exist in the same polarity. They are not opposites. They are not opposites of each other. Being spiritual and being wealthy and abundant, especially like financially or materially. So there is no reason for you to not have both at the same time. There's more than enough. You can have it all. You can be spiritual and you can be wealthy and abundant. There's no reason for you to share all of these spiritual messages and be that tapped into God, the universe, the divine, and then not have that be supportive of your material life. Because honestly, how can you spread the message of, it's really hard to like spread the message of being connected to the divine, trusting the Lord, blah blah blah, when you're struggling with your wealth and your finances. You can have both. There's no reason that you can't or that you shouldn't. So perhaps the first thing that you can do is mindset work. To like start. I like debating with myself. I don't know how many videos I've already said this, but I feel like in a lot of my videos, there's always at least one group where I share this. I like to debate with myself when it comes to mindset work, because I want to know where I'm at. So when I see, because it's hard to change your mindset when you don't believe in the thing that you're changing it towards, right? So if I'm like, abundance is available for me, oh, my mind says yes now, woohoo. But if it's like money and wealth are like a whole lot of money is available for me, and then if somewhere inside me says no, I'm gonna be like, okay, why are you saying no? What's going on? Let me know. What is the chismis? And then that part inside me gets to talk and gets to bring their point forward. I get to bring that point forward, and maybe it's like, but it's like this and that. This is how we grew up, or this is what we believe in, or this and that. Or is it selfish? I think it's selfish that you want to share this message, but you want to demand money from it. Blah 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 blah. And then I, speaking from this new mindset or this new belief that I want to encode into my body, I would be like, yeah, I understand that, but also think about it like this, and this. And then it's like, so it's like a debate between me and myself, between this new belief that I want to encode into my system versus the current belief that is there. And then the goal is to reach a compromise, well, of course, the goal is to be able to, install the new belief. But if that's like not possible completely yet, it's more in terms of, okay, then what kind of phrasing would be easier for us to digest at the moment, would be easier to install, which is not, just maybe one step towards this new belief system, this new program that we want to install. Then okay, we'll work it out. And then once there is this new, maybe like a statement, so maybe like a whole ton of money is available for me right now. Maybe that's uncomfortable to believe in, like millions and millions of dollars is available for me right now. Maybe that's a little uncomfortable at the moment. Then what is a step towards that? Maybe, okay, I'm available for, is it 10% more than what I'm getting at the moment? 15%, 1%, whatever it is, right? So maybe that's something you get to do. Also, maybe, if that's also a thing. It can be also if whether or not you're a spiritual entrepreneur, or you're doing spiritual work, service work in your life, whether you're an entrepreneur for it or not. One action step that you can do, aside from debating yourself for and installing a new belief that is more resonant in terms of wealth and abundance and lots of money. What was I gonna say? Whew. I forgot what I was gonna say. My brain, man. Wait, let me recenter and remember what I was gonna say. Oh. Whew. I forgot. So maybe that's the only action step to install a new belief when it comes to abundance and prosperity. And this is so hilarious. I'm really sorry, group 4. I just forgot all about it. I don't know if it was that important. I hope it wasn't that important. Ooh, oh, that is so funny. Okay. I have the giggles now. Okay. Yeah, so installing a new belief, encoding a new a new belief system. Oh my god, what is going on? Okay, installing a new belief system in your software, in your being, so that you can be more receptive towards wealth and abundance, and know that you do deserve it. I'm having the giggles now, but everything I'm saying is serious. Like, you do deserve, you do deserve, you do deserve all of the wealth and all of the abundance and all of the money and all of the amazing experiences that you get to ask for. You know, you can ask for all of this and more. It's available for you. We are, you know, there is an overabundance and more and more and more than enough of everything in the world. And you get to also ask for that. Ooh, this just came in. And having, you know, and receiving more money, let's say. Let's talk about money. Receiving more money does not mean that you're taking someone else's money away. I hope that you know that as well. And I mean, I'm not saying that if you don't know it, then you know you're stupid. But I mean that I hope that those words kind of stick to you as well. You're not taking away from anyone else just because you are asking for more and you want more. It's all green here, which is like heart chakra stuff. Green and gold, like heart chakra stuff. So it's like, but the more, it's like this. When you love someone, in any kind of context, so family, friends, right? Just because you love one more person. Like this, when my niece was born, it doesn't mean that, you know, my niece was born, and of course I love her. I love her so much. I love her so much. Oh, I'm just gonna start to cry just thinking about how much I love her. But because I love my niece, it didn't mean that I had to like, you know, like think about the portions of my love for like my siblings and my friends and my parents. Like I didn't have to take some of my love for my siblings or other people away so that I can put it into my niece. No, my heart grew. My capacity for love grew so that I can also love my niece in the way that I love her now. And I still love everyone else that I love in the same capacity that I love them. You know, and I also get to love more and more people as I go on this journey of life, and it just increases and increases, and my capacity for love just increases and increases and increases. It's interesting how it's both green and gold, and it's like heart chakra, but also they're the color of money. And so just because, you know, you're asking for more and more, it doesn't mean that you have to take away from someone else in order to have that more. It's like Oprah, you get more money, you get more money, you get more money, you get more money. Everyone gets to have that experience. And you're not taking away from anybody else because you want more for yourself. Just like love, capacity grows more and more and more. Okay? So, yeah, that's probably like mind work. Is what we're doing. Oh, and also, specifically for spiritual entrepreneurs, it's okay to like go on like business mode and be like and have tangible goals when it comes to money and maybe career achievements as well. It's okay to have those kinds of tangible goals. So maybe you can set goals with that. We can set goals for that if you're like a spiritual teacher, you're like a tarot reader, Reiki, Akashic Records, practitioner, whatever it is that you do. I know there's a lot more. I'm just blanking out right now. Like my brain is kind of empty right now. So if you're a spiritual teacher, a spiritual entrepreneur, then it's okay for you to set these kinds of material goals, and maybe that can really help you in terms of what you can do in order to maybe even reach more people and help more people out now that you have goals of growth and expansion. Yeah. What else? Or maybe for some, if you're not like a spiritual teacher, spiritual entrepreneur, maybe you would want to work with someone who is to help you in your journey to material wealth, abundance, prosperity, or wealth in general, and all of that stuff. Maybe you would want to work with someone with that as well. Okay. Anything else? Wala na daw. Okay. I'm gonna trust that, and maybe some things will come up in relation to this as we move towards the reading. It's so interesting how it's all green and I was gonna say orange, but it's gold. There's a bit of purple here as well for third eye or crown. Yeah, so I put them to the side here, and we're gonna go to these next cards. So these are the more specific life aspects related cards. So we have for your self-care, for your career and your money, for your relationships, and for your self-development. Okay? So we are going to start with your self-care. We have the Hermit, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Ooh, going on Hermit mode definitely is the basic message here. The most prominent action step. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say there. You may want to spend more time with yourself at the current moment, or if for example, like you have to go out for work, like you don't have to suddenly cancel all of your plans for the month. If you want to, you can, but I'm not saying do that definitely, but it's more of when you for example, if you go out to work with other people after your work and you don't have anything in your calendar afterwards, like meet with friends or whatever, spend time with yourself. Yeah, like look at your goals for yourself, look at what you want to do, or maybe just read a book with yourself. Being like, I see, like the image I'm seeing is of you wrapped up in a blanket, wearing a hoodie, wrapped up in a blanket, and just having a cup of tea beside you and the book. And just like being cozy and comfortable in your own company as you are resting and relaxing. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. The Four of Pentacles is like being a bit more stingy with your resources, time, energy, money. So maybe this is like also a way for you to save more money, but also it can be a way for you to, have get a better account of how much resources you have, like especially in terms of time and energy, and putting your time and energy more inwards for yourself. So there. You may want to rearrange your schedule a little bit so that you have more time with yourself, relaxing, resting, doing the things that you enjoy, and just putting more energy towards yourself and your self-care. So that can be, you may want to cook your dinners a bit more instead of eating out. You may want to, drink more tea at night. Take, relaxing baths and showers every single night, since a lot of us are can have more time with ourselves at night. Or if not, if you like live in a house with other people, like if you have kids, then maybe it's setting like a date with yourself every couple of days or every week, so that you can be with yourself to relax and recharge. Okay? So next, we have for your career and your money. Oh, we have the Ten of Cups. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I love it. Things in your career and in your like financial state, they're good. They're good. If you don't feel like they're good right now, the action steps that you're taking right now are taking you towards this. The Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It's the happily ever after card. And the Nine of Pentacles, it's all about, basking in the glory of your own achievements and being grateful for what you have. I like, that's the first time I said that the Nine of Pentacles is like basking in the glory of your achievements. It's literally what it is. If you see the Nine of Pentacles card, it's the woman standing in her garden, and all of her plants have bloomed, and there's also a bird there, and it's like abundance. It's a look of abundance and being so um, happy, and again, like just basking in the glory of all of that abundance. So what was I gonna say here? Yeah, just like I said, if you're not here already, don't feel like you're here already, then the action steps that you're taking right now are leading you to this. So don't worry about it. That's the first time I've ever said that in this whole entire reading. If there is an action step that is to that you can take, it is to have more gratitude. Be grateful for where you are right now, and be grateful for every single action step that you are taking towards your career and financial goals. You're doing a good job here. You're doing the right thing. You don't have to worry about it. In fact, be more grateful about it. That yay, I get to do this. I'm already like itching to open the next cards because that's all I have to say here. And this is the only time. This is the only time I've said this. Only time I've said this. That you don't have to change anything. You're doing a good job already. And just, you can add more gratitude towards it. But you're already doing a good job in terms of career and finance. Which, if you are like a spiritual entrepreneur, a spiritual teacher, that can be like a big thing for you. It's like, what? I'm doing the right thing? Amazing, right? Okay, next na. Relationships. So this can be in the romantic context or maybe not. Can be with your family, friends, colleagues, if you have any. Yeah. So just whoever comes to mind first. We have the Ace of Wands, ooh, and we have Strength. I'm just gonna get this out there. If you have a partner, a romantic partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, partner, maybe becoming more intimate with them would be a good idea. Okay, that's it. That was the first thing I got. Okay. Whew. Let me get my head out of that and see what else is going on here. Because not everyone has that, a partner, a romantic partner at this time. Maybe. I feel like some of you want to strengthen a certain relationship. So whether it is with your partner or whether it's with family, friends, colleagues, whoever, there may be a desire to strengthen the relationship. And maybe you have an idea of doing it already, but you just like don't know how to implement it. Perhaps that's something you want to think about at the moment. Maybe that's why the intimacy thing came up, because maybe for some of you want to strengthen your relationship with your partner, and that can be a gateway to it, to becoming more intimate with them. And it doesn't have to be the whole act right away, but it can be, there are other ways of intimacy that can also lead up to the deed. But yeah, for some, if it's not about a romantic partner, it can be like how to strengthen your friendships. There may be a way for you to strengthen your friendships. Or I'm also getting that for some of you, you may want to also stand your ground when it comes to certain relationships. So for some, it can be how to strengthen the relationship and how to have a more harmonious relationship. But for others, it can also be that you want to stand your ground in your relationships, and you want to also have your voice be heard in these relationships. And in that case, that is wonderful. The action step that I would suggest for you here would be to perhaps write down would be perhaps to write down your your thoughts about this relationship, and in what ways do you want to strengthen yourself, or to stand your ground in these relationships, and to find a way to communicate it to them. Communication is key, my loves, and so it is very important that you communicate what you want with these people in order to strengthen your relationship as well. So think about how you want to stand your ground more. Do you feel like you're not being heard? Do you feel like even if you are heard, that it doesn't have any bearing anyway because they just do whatever they want? Or do you feel like they're controlling, they're the ones making decisions for you when you can make decisions on your own? There's a lot of things there. And yeah, perhaps this is the time when you get to also say your piece and to also stand your ground. I've been saying that a lot. And to also, what do you call that? Assert yourself. Yeah, assert yourself as also, hey, I'm also an equal part of this relationship. So I also want to have my piece said and considered when we're making decisions, and I also want to be part of the decision making process, perhaps, right? So yeah, that's something you can do. And then we have for self-development, we have the Sun and we have the Hierophant. Oh, this is so beautiful. Both of them are it's not major arcana cards, so you have a lot of major arcana cards here, but it's like this one is very strong. So the Hierophant is also 5. So I'm reminded here. It's interesting. It's interesting. Look, I'll show you. I show you. 9. The Hermit is 9. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the number 1. We have the number 19. So all 1s and 9s are appearing. So this may be, there's a 4 here as well, but what I'm saying is, and the strength is 8. But there's a lot of 1s and 9s, which is telling me that you may be like in the middle of ending an old chapter and starting a new chapter. This time may be signifying the start of the rest of your life. For some of you, yeah. So self-development. What am I getting here? Number 1, go easy on yourself. You don't have to pressure yourself too much. So go out and have fun. You get to have fun and still be the spiritual person, and still be connected to the divine and be all woo and whatever, right? You still get to do that and have a lot of fun. There may be some medicine for you in enjoying and in injecting some fun and happy, spontaneous experiences in your life. The first thought that came to mind was go to an amusement park. If someone is like, there must be someone here who's like, I want to go to an amusement park. Go do it. Go find friends that you want to go do it with, and go do it. Go on a road trip. Go on a road trip to EK if you're in the Philippines. What else? There may be medicine for you there. Yeah. Also, another message that's coming through, this may be very specific for someone who is very deep into something they are passionate about. If you're someone who is right now very like waist deep in something that you're very passionate about, write it down. Write down all of your thoughts about it. First of all, by writing it down, there may be medicine for you there. But by writing it down, there may be some words of wisdom that you can share with other people that can also help them consider this thing. Or that may be a gateway to you figuring out how you can further serve the collective or further serve other people. So, maybe a course or a program that other people can get can be born out of that thing that you're very much passionate about. Yeah, just try it out. Just try to write that down and to sort of, you can just mind map it, right? You can mind map all of these things together, and then maybe there is something there for you, either to, as medicine for yourself, or you see that it can be medicine for other people. Anything else? That's it. Yeah, that's it. Lean towards, look at, bring in a lot more fun and excitement and passion into your self-development practices, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this part. Before we end the reading, I just have a few more cards here for some words of encouragement that can help you at this time, hopefully. First of all, believe in the impossible with the blue moon. We started with this whole discussion of of how being spiritual and being financially and materially abundant in this 3D plane gets to be available for you. So yeah, believe in the impossible. It's not impossible. It's very much possible. Believe in it. Okay? Even if it seems like it's impossible for you, believe in it. Okay. Whew. And finally, we have Cindy Crawford. Supermodels are stars with a capital S. Style should feel good. Fashion should empower. It's not a blemish. It's a beauty spot. Okay. And take that as it lands with you. And with that, I am ending your reading here, Group 4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you got something from it that helps you moving forward. If you liked this reading, I would highly appreciate it if you press the like button in this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to share your stories, I would love to read them in the comments. You can comment it. I live for the chismes, the chica, the gossip. So if you want to share that with me, then go ahead. The comment section is yours. If you want to book a private reading with me, personal reading, one-on-one, if you want me to read your cards, the link to do that, as I said in the beginning, is in the description below. And just a quick reminder, if you are watching this by the time I posted in September 2023, I am going to be shifting my offers and my prices up next month. So if you want to take advantage of my current offers at the current price point, then book a reading with me, and I would love to read your cards. So again, it's in the description. It's just one link, and my Instagram is also there. So if you want to connect with me through Instagram, I'm mostly there. So yeah, but that's it from me for you. Yes, that is it from me for you, Group 4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.